Hey, my TRX people, welcome to Connect and Move. My name is Jessica. Today I have planned for us kind of a functional Pilates TRX flow. So what does that mean, right? Functional movement, there's gonna be some good hip work, there's gonna be some good mobility work, right? Rotation, core work, full body, right? Just plan on having a good full body workout. We're gonna start with our TRX straps shortened. So if you have this little like line here in the middle of your straps, we're gonna bring the tabs up to that middle line. So we've got these unattractive kind of doggy ears, puppy flaps, whatever you wanna call them, right? And if you're like, well, I don't have that line, right? I'm just gonna bring them up to where they're kind of just below my hip here, the handles. So we're gonna start there. You are, of course, going to honor your body. You're gonna make adjustments as needed, right? Depending on where your TRX straps are hanging from. So I'm gonna start with my handles in my hands, and my elbows are like just in front of my ribs. My feet are in my comfortable squat position, whether that's turned out or parallel. And let's start by pulling down on those straps so they're nice and taut, and I can feel my arms and my back kick on when I do that. Feel some equal grounding down through your feet. And then I want you to bend the knees and just squat down, keeping the arms and the back engaged, and then push through your feet to stand up. We lower down and then stand back up. So I like to take this time to feel that my pinkies are wrapping around the handles and my side body, my lats are staying connected as I go down. So this is definitely upper and lower body here. And then once I feel like I've got a good connection to my upper body, my shoulders aren't creeping up into my ears, I'm gonna now shift my focus down into my feet. So there should be equal pressure or weight down through the big ball of my foot, the little ball of my foot, and into the heel. And hopefully by now, right, you're feeling some things. With every squat down, think of getting a little bit taller. Let's do 3, and 2, and 1. Go ahead and stand it all the way up. Let's bring the legs zipped up together. All 10 toes are pointing forward. Keep your lats engaged. And now step your right foot back and lunge down. Go down as far as you can, and then step the foot back in. If you can tap the knee to the floor, great. If not, you go to where you can. When you're going into this lunge, make sure that front knee is over the center of your foot and it's tracking right about in line with your second and third toes. Yeah. Side body still engaged. Tailbone is long when we go down into that lunge. Let's do 3. And 2, and last one. Step your right foot back, go into that lunge. Now from here, we're gonna stay or keep tension in that front leg as we hinge forward, float the back leg up and pause here. Still keep your armpits and your side body engaged. My back leg is reaching long behind me. And then right from here, I'm gonna go back into that lunge. Lunge down. Go for that forward hinge. Lunge down, forward hinge. Now, your front knee, yes, it's gonna bend when we go into the lunge, but keep a soft bend as we do that forward reach. Try to find that pinky line of the arms as we press down, and also squeeze around the handles. Let's do 2. Last one. Find that forward hinge and pause here, okay? This might not be a big move, that's okay. Think of this as like a little teeter-totter. So I'm gonna bend my elbows, I'm gonna lower my chest down as my back leg lifts up, and then straighten the arms, lift back up. So I am not very flexible. So your movement might be a lot bigger. So when my back leg lifts up, my standing leg is like, nope, doesn't go that way. So do what you can to hinge at the hip. I don't know about you, but I am feeling my standing hip like crazy. Let's do 2. Back leg is strong. Lift from the crease. Last one. And now go back into that lunge one last time and then step the legs together. Shake it out. Okie dokie. So now we got to do the whole thing on the other side. So step your left foot back, find your lunge, and then we hinge forward, find balance, tripod connection down through your foot, and then step the foot back. I focus a lot on that foot connection because ideally, if our foot is in the right place, and if we have the weight in the right place, then our knee, our hip, our back should be doing what it's supposed to be doing. Ideally, right? It's like playing whack-a-mole. Think of the crown of the head reaching forward as the back toe reaches back. Make sure your ribs are lifted up into your back, right? So we're not going into a crazy extension. Let's do 2. Woo, this is definitely my weaker side. Last one. And now when you come for that forward hinge, oh, that right hip is talking to me. Just pause here for a second. Bend into those elbows, lift the back leg up, and then straighten the arms. Whew. Make sure those shoulders are gliding away from the ears so the sides of the neck feel long. And if you can here, drop your left hip down a little bit so that way your hips are parallel to the floor. Keep your gaze like just in front of your straps. Woo. Oh my goodness, that hip. We have 3, hang in there, and 2, and last one, go back for that lunge first, oh, and step it back in. Shake it out. All right, so hold on for dear life for me here. Right ankle over your left knee, and sit the hips back, hinge forward. Just get a stretch on that side hip. And step the foot down, other side. Awesome. Alrighty, so let's go for a little twist. So feet are back to shoulder width distance apart, hip socket thereabouts. Go ahead and reach the arms out in front of you, just hinge forward. Have a soft bend to your knees. And then from here, keep the arms straight, sweep your right arm up to the ceiling as your left knee bends. And then back to center. If your shoulders feel very restricted, just take your hands down to the straps. Left arm sweeps around, open up your chest, and then back to center. Right arm sweeps around and up, press down through the right big ball of your foot, and then back to center. So in other words, just find some inner thigh connection. And then go ahead and just find center and then roll yourself all the way up, up, up. Alrighty, so handles back into your hands if you're not already there. Zip up through the inner thighs. Walk your feet in a little bit closer to your anchor point. And then from here, let the arms go straight and pause. Just find that long line out through the crown of your head, down through your hips and down through your feet. And now low row yourself up and then straighten the arms. So just going right for a low row. And if you need to make things harder, right, we walk the feet in a little bit. Feel like the elbows are dragging down and then back. So once again, we are finding our side body, our lats, and our armpit muscles. Let's do 3, and 2, and 1. Now we're gonna add on. So row yourself up and now punch the arms straight out to the side like you're in a back fly. Bend the elbows back in and then let the arms go straight. So we row, we punch out. Keep tension on the straps. and then back in. Make sure the sides of your neck are staying long when we go out for that back fly. Or, right, if you play around with Pilates and the reformer, there's your pull straps too, right there. Let's do 2. Keep your legs at the party. Last one here. And then let those arms go straight out in front of you. Now find protraction. So the shoulder blades pull apart a little bit and shoulder blades hug your spine. Very, very tiny. You're trying not to let those elbows bend. It's coming right from the shoulder girdle. Find your pinkies around those handles. Find your inner thighs. Let's do 3 and 2 and 1. Go ahead and step your feet back. Reach the arms forward. Just find that forward hinge. All right, let's now turn you around. We face away from the anchor point. And then arms are straight out in front of you as best you can here with these short straps. So step your right foot out. Reach the arms up to the ceiling. Find a chest and or shoulder stretch. And then step your feet back together. Left foot out and away. And then back. Superstar. Let's do 3 and 2 and 1. Everybody step your right foot out and then hold here, okay? Feel that the tailbone is long. I don't care if your back leg is bent or straight. And now bend your elbows wide and then straighten the arms. So think of kind of squeezing your back muscles together and then back out. And what I'm really hoping for you to find right now is just a chest stretch, right? Maybe a front of the shoulder stretch. Let's do 2 and 1. Now straighten the arms back out. Can you lower down a little bit further into that lunge? And now your front heel, you're gonna lift it and lower it. You're gonna lift it and lower it. Check your neck, check your shoulders. Equal weight down through the balls of the feet. We have 3 and 2. And last one, heel goes down, step the foot in, other side. So find that lunge. And now if you want to go back to bent elbows, you're more than welcome, or the arms can circle out wide and then back up. I like to let my chest kind of puff up as I do these arm circles. You do you. So we're just holding this static lunge while we're stretching the upper body. Breathe into those tight places. We have 3 and 2 and last one. Now we hold those arms straight up. Again, check your neck. Front heel lifts and lowers. I'm watching my cat in front of me stretch and nap. And then remember, we're trying to go a little bit lower into that lunge. Woo! I blocked that part out. Let's do 4. Hang in there. And 3 and 2 and 1. Plant the heel down. Step it all the way back in. Shake it out. Let's go ahead and turn around again. So hands in each hand. I'm only angled off to the side so that way you can see me, but ideally you're right in front of your anchor point. So again, handle in each hand here. My feet are more hip socket, shoulder width distance apart now. All right, so let's go arms straight. We'll start there. Walk your feet in. Keep walking in to where you find more of like a tabletop position with your body, like it's level to the floor, and then just walk yourself back out. They're doing the yard out there, so sorry for the noise. Walk yourself in, keep driving the pubic bone up, and then walk yourself back out. Again, this is you just kind of testing the waters and saying, okay, how far can I go? Obviously, if you're on the doormat, we can only go so far, and then walk yourself back out. All right, now we're gonna add that row. So get a good firm grip with all fingers. Walk your feet in. Turn your palms facing away from you, and now do a high, wide row, and then let the arms go straight. 2 more. Row, slowly release. Row, slowly release. Walk yourself back out. And let's do it 2 more times. Only now we're gonna add some reps. So walk yourself in. Drive your pelvis up. We row for 5. Long neck. 4. 3. Find that space just under your shoulder blades. 2. And 1. Arms go straight. Walk yourself back out. How are those forearms doing? Yo. All right, last one here. Walk it in. Maybe you go a little bit further. Little bit further. Let's do 8 this time. 8. You got it. 7. 6. You got it. 5. Check your neck. 4. And 3. And 2. And 1. Let the arms go straight. Walk yourself back out. Whew, go for that forward fold. So let your head hang heavy between your arms. Maybe sway the hips from side to side a little bit. And roll yourself back up. Nice work. So now we're gonna lengthen the straps down to where they're at the short position. Basically where your tabs are by this ring. All right, so this one is gonna be completely up to you on how close, how far away you are. So I'm gonna be facing you, so my anchor point is to the left. I have my right hand in both handles. You can do one or both, right? Other one will just be hanging down. I'm gonna do both just so it's not clanking here. I'm gonna step my left foot forward, my right foot's gonna go back. I'm not in a crazy lunge, right? It's just more of like a split stance. So to start, I want you to sweep your right arm around and find a chest stretch. If you feel like you can go a little bit further, step a little bit further away from the wall. Now, when you're here, you're gonna twist and open up to the wall that's to your right, trying to keep your hips square. So if you're looking at me going, her hips aren't square, they're trying, I'm trying. And then sweep the arm back around. So once you feel like you got a good spot, that's where you're at. So I don't care what you do with your left hand, let it move natural, all right? Plant your feet into the floor, right? Back heel might be lifted, that's fine. And now I want you to twist to the left, right? Feel that left inner thigh hug in, and now press into those handles to get a deeper twist. And now we sweep around, we twist towards that wall, open up your chest, and then we sweep around, push into that handle, and then twist and look at that back hand. This should feel pretty good. We're about to add on, don't you worry. All right, I told you it was gonna be some mobility work, some good hip work in here. All right, now square yourself off so you're looking forward here, okay? I'm still keeping tension in my right hand. I'm gonna shift my weight forward, and could you now hover your back leg up? Just find balance. And now I don't care what you do with the back leg, it's just hovering. And now I'm gonna twist to the left, keeping my left big toe planted. And now I'm gonna sweep my arm up to the ceiling. So I'm not gonna twist to the right, and I'm gonna bring my right knee up. And now I'm gonna lean to the right a little bit. So now I'm putting a little bit more work into my right side body. And now I'm gonna hinge forward. I'm gonna twist to the left, and then I come back up. I push into that strap. So a little bit of a lean, and then I twist, right? I got a little excited there, moved a little too fast. In that back position, I almost feel like a bowler, right? And by keeping tension in these straps with that right arm, I'm hoping you're feeling just some work on that right shoulder. Maybe again, the side body. So it's like you're doing this upright side plank. And then of course, that standing hip. Right, remember your Pilates principles. So we are still trying to stay long and lifted. Sides of the neck are long. Last one here. Finish strong. How's that left ankle feeling? I'm feeling some work in that foot. Good, and then go and place the foot down. Now we do the other side. So I'm gonna go ahead and apologize. My angle's not the best here, but hopefully you got a good idea on what we're doing. So every side is different. I'm gonna step my right foot forward, left foot is back. Do that quick test to see how far open we can be on the left side, and then back around. So find your split stance, push into those handles, twist your upper body to the right, and then we sweep around. I personally like an inhale as I go into that twist to the right. I feel like it just deepens the stretch a little bit more, but you know, try both. Try exhale in your twist, see which one you like better. Remember, the inner thighs are still at the party. That left arm is staying active, right? By pushing into those handles and those hips, legs, right? They stay stable. Now, square your body off to the front here. Keep pushing into those handles. Shift your body weight forward. Find balance to start, right? And now we twist to the right. Keep pushing down through that right big ball of the foot. And then I almost went for the twist. So bring your left knee up. We lean to the left a little bit. And then we hinge forward. I would much rather you do 5 like slow, deep, controlled, intentional reps as opposed to like 15 really fast and loose and all over the place. Keep that left armpit engaged as you go for that little side plank at the top or that lean. And something I didn't say on the other side, try to keep whatever angle of your right knee, that standing knee, try to keep it exactly the same throughout this whole thing. So the movement really is coming from the hip. Plant that foot into the floor. Let's do 2 more here. Really feeling that left shoulder right now. Last one, finish strong. Find that lean and then go ahead and step the foot down. Awesome work, y'all. Let's go ahead now. Lengthen the straps down to where the bottoms of those cradles are kind of hitting you at mid shin. Let's start there. And now, let's go ahead and lie down. So lying down with your head to your anchor point, and you're in line with your straps here. All right, so take your hands into the cradles, into those Velcro straps, and then feel that reach out through the crown of your head and also down through your fingertips, right? So you're pressing down just like you were doing chest expansion. Go ahead and bring your knees into your chest here. And just, let's go flat back today. So feel like the entire spine settle into the mat as best you can. All right, so from here, can you keep the whole back into the mat as you bring your legs out into kind of a tabletop position? And then from here, keeping tension into the straps, bring your right knee into your chest as your left leg shoots out long and away. And switch. And switch. So if it's available, go ahead and curl your head, neck, and shoulders up. So now obviously part of your back is not into the mat. Let those inner thighs kiss as they pass in space. And think of that big toe reaching out and away. You've got 3 and 2 and 1. Bring both knees into your chest, all right? You're a tiny little ball, so hug everything in towards your center line. And now as both legs extend out, reach the arms out to the side like a letter T, and then hug everything all the way in. So wherever your legs can go when you keep your back flat, right, that's your working angle. So if you feel like your back is popping
or your ribs are popping, then we've gone a little too far. Typically, I like to work in a neutral spine, but today is more of just an imprint. Inhale out, squeeze the legs together, and then exhale back in. Send the legs out, keep the arms wide. Right leg comes up, left leg lowers down, and switch. Now for my tighter people, try to keep that leg straight as it comes up towards your face. In fact, make it straighter. For 5 and 3, be intentional. And 3, I know I counted that twice. And 2, hang in there. And last one, bend the knees in, lower the head down. Take your feet wide onto the mat and drop your knees off to the right and then over to the left. All right, so now feet are on the mat about hip socket distance apart. Find that chest expansion into the arms with, into the straps here. And then go ahead and roll the hips up, find the top of your bridge. And then just pause and just make sure that the front of your throat feels open and you're still working that tripod connection down through your feet. And then just round down through your spine, roll down, adjust if you need. Roll the hips up, push into those arms, feel that broad collarbone at the top, and then lengthen as you come all the way down. Last one like this, roll yourself up. Now, how stable can you keep your pelvis and bring your right knee into your chest, straighten it up to the ceiling, lower the leg down, and lift it up. Use the arms here. So the lower the leg goes, the more challenging this is, because we got to keep those hips stable. For 3 and 2 and 1, fold the knee, place the foot down. Can you keep the hips lifted? Left knee into your chest, straighten the leg up. Scrape the toes across the room and back up. Think of your pubic bone going back towards your navel. No tension in your neck. This is definitely my wonkier side here. Let's do 3 and 2. Last one. Whoop. Fold the knee, place the foot down, find center, and then just roll down, roll down. All right, straighten the legs out onto the mat, feet are flexed. Take a big breath in, and then on your exhale, you're gonna roll yourself all the way up. Try to pin those heels down. And when you come up here at the top, find a flat back and drive your chest through the arms. Lift up through the crown of your head. And now sweep the arms around and behind you. And now let the pelvis curl under a little bit and just lean back, lean back, lean back. And now dive the head up and over. Circle the arms around. Keep tension in the straps and then roll yourself all the way down. So keep thinking like you're trying to press your arms down to your thighs as you go down. Big breath in here at the bottom. On your exhale, roll yourself all the way up, up, up. And then finds that flat back at the top. I was wanting to round there. And then sweep the arms around. Keep tension in the straps. I can't stress it enough because it's going to help you lift up higher. And then roll yourself back. Pin those heels down if you can. And now dive up and over. Think ribs back, chest forward. And then circle the arms around. Push down. Find your armpits. And then roll yourself back. But only go back about halfway. All right? Point out through the toes. Find a broad collarbone. And now float your right leg up. And then lower it down. Float your left leg up. And lower it down. If you start to get really hip flexory, then just do a little turnout, right? So now you're in a little Pilates V as you do this. Let's do 3 and 2, stay tall. And I lie, we'll do one more because I ended on my right. Good, both heels down, roll all the way down, all the way down. Big breath in here at the bottom. This time, we're not gonna go all the way up, right? So when you come up, could you float both legs up? Let's try it. All right. If not, you do one leg. So on your exhale, you're gonna roll up, find your inner thighs, find the top of your teaser and pause here. I don't care if legs are parallel or Pilates V. Keep the push down into the handles and then roll the pelvis away from the thighs as you roll back as centered as you can. Go all the way back. All right, let's do that again. Roll yourself up. Pause here at the top. Pin those heels together if you can. If not, you're just thinking about it. And then roll back, roll back, roll back, all the way back. Teaser is my nemesis. All right, let's do it again. Now we're gonna come up and play, all right? As much as I don't want to. So please hang in there with me. I need you. Roll yourself up. Think of getting taller through your spine. And now bend your right elbow and straighten it out. Bend your left elbow and straighten it out. Now, as you do this, you can always bend both knees, right? That's fine. But work on keeping a stable spine and pelvis and staying tall and kind of pulling back through the upper abdominals. We have 3, push down on those straps, and 2, woo. Last one, both arms go straight and then roll all the way down. Oh. Do what feels good. Drop the knees off to the right, to the left. Okay, so now let's go ahead and take your right foot into both cradles. Left foot on the floor, both knees are bent for a little bit of bridging. So arms are weighted into the mat now. So feel that broad collarbone, feel that there's equal weight into both feet right now, all right? From here, go ahead and roll the hips up. Find the top of your bridge. And once again, just pause. Find your inner thighs and then roll all the way down. Again, lift up. Pause at the top. Think of finding your right big toe to right inside of the knee to inner thigh all the way to your center line and then all the way down. Again, lift up. Now, from here, can you stabilize the pelvis and the straps and lift your left heel up? Could you maybe float the foot up and then place it down, tap the toe, and then up? And if you're thinking, good Lord, woman, I can't do that, then just lift your heel and lower your heel. Keep pulling that right foot in towards your booty. Let's do 3. And 2, find that right inner thigh. Last one, bring the left knee into your chest or keep the heel lifted and then roll all the way down. Go ahead and straighten both legs out. Keep both legs drawing down towards the mat or into the mat. Reach the arms up to the sky, take a big breath in. And then on your exhale, you're gonna roll up. Climb up that leg if you got to, right? It's a high, high angle. Reach your hands as high up as you can. Push the leg into the hands, right? So feel like your right hip is spiraling in towards your left inner thigh. And then go ahead and just climb down the leg, or you let go as you roll all the way back. All right, reach the arms back up to the sky. One more time. Roll yourself up, climb up that leg. Feel that deep stretch down the whole back of your leg. Lift up tall through the crown of your head. And now take your left hand down to the mat, somewhere behind you. And now sweep the leg off to the side. And I'm gonna take my right hand and just place it on my thigh, just to deepen that twist. And now take the leg across the body. And then feel your upper body twist to the right. And then go ahead and find center. Reach the arms back out in front of you or hold on and then roll back, roll back, roll back. All right, same thing on the other side. Left foot in, right foot down. Now every side is different. So just be mindful of that. All right, arms, glue them into the mat. Find your inner thighs. Big breath in. And then on your exhale, you're gonna roll the hips up. Think that pubic bone going back to your navel, tailbone reaching long, and then lower all the way down. I know I'm cueing a roll, but if you need, find more of a hinge bridge, right? If the articulation's not for you today. And then go all the way down. Last one. Roll the hips up, use those arms. And now from here, lift your right heel up and then bring the knee up and then tap the toes. So imagine you were doing this like on the reformer, right? And your teacher's telling you, don't let the carriage move, pull the carriage in. Think of these straps as your carriage. Find that inner thigh line. I know I keep saying it, but it's also a cue for myself. Stable pelvis. Let's do 3 and 2. Last one. Bring the knee into the chest or keep the heel lifted and roll all the way down. Straighten the legs out. Pin that right heel down. Reach the arms up to the sky. And then roll yourself up. Climb onto that leg. Push the leg into the hands. And then lengthen as you roll all the way back. Arms go up again. Was it 2 or was it 3? We'll go ahead and do our stretches here. So right hand comes down. Push that left leg out to the side. And then go ahead and you cross the body. Left hand comes down. You can even take your right hand or right, you know what I mean. You're looking at the screen. I don't need to explain everything. Oh, and find center. Hands come back on, and then we roll back. Again, stretch back, stretch back, stretch back. All right, take the straps into your hand. Let's go ahead and roll you up. We're gonna spin you around. We're just gonna do a little rollover. So if inversions are not for you, feel free to keep your hips down. Okie dokie, so lie all the way down. So now my legs are towards my anchor point. Now when your arms are straight, there may be about a foot, just over a foot off the floor. Feel free to readjust. So find that same chest expansion down through the arms. Go ahead and bring your knees into your chest, straighten the legs up to the ceiling, find parallel. Think big toes or besties to start. So lower the legs down a little bit and then lift the legs up and over. So when you're here at the top, make sure the weight's in your shoulders and not your neck or head. And now keep the legs zipped up as they roll all the way down, down, down. Hips lower down. Lower the legs down to that working angle. And legs come up and over. So really push into the straps. Think of lifting the hips up to the ceiling. And then roll down, roll down, roll down. I love the straps for the rollover. There's definitely some challenges, but I feel like it assists me a lot in a lot of ways. So once again, when you're here at the top, find space between chin and chest if you can. And now open the feet a little bit. Flex your feet. Keep driving the heels back as you roll everything down, and then lower the legs down to your working angle. Zip the legs up, point out through the toes, up and over, just like your mat work. Now pause here at the top again. Can you make your arms longer, but also heavier? And now we open, we flex, and then roll down, stretch the hips away, all the way down. Last one like this. Legs zip up and over. We open, we flex, drive the heels away as we go all the way down, down, down. Zip the legs up and just bend the knees into the chest. Fabulous. So staying lying down, take your hands now into the handles. Legs are zipped up, knees are bent, feet are flat on the floor. Let's turn your palms facing up to the ceiling here. So when your arms are straight, your shoulders should be like barely skimming the mat, okay? So please, again, feel free to adjust. You're gonna keep a razor flat back and now do a bicep curl. Hands come to shoulders and then slowly release the arms back out. Yep, back stays flat. So as you go down, here's a good test. Your ribs in the back of your head should touch the mat at the same time. It's very, very challenging, at least for me. I feel like my neck wants to go forward a lot. Elbows are like spiraling in. They're not touching, there's just some energy there, so they're not winging out. Slowly release. We've got 2. Last one. And then slow, slow, slow. Perfect. All right, so now we're gonna do 10 high wide rows. So palms are facing down, back is still flat. Row the elbows high and wide, and then slowly release. Now, if your neck starts to bother you, just find more of like an upper ab curl, right? And that way you're just kind of looking at your knees the whole time, and maybe you don't go all the way down, right? That's an option too. But wherever you're at, find that your pinkies are wrapping around and get this sensation of like trying to break the handles. So your thumb creases are kind of pushing up into the handles and pinkies are pulling down. And I already lost count. Let's do 3. 3 more. Sides of the neck are long, you have 2. And last one. Perfect. All right, so let's go ahead and roll you up. Let's do a little saw and spine stretch. So your feet are flexed here. Feet are about the width of the mat. And if you want more of a stretch, take your hands into the straps. Less stretch, still get a stretch, hands into the handles. Maybe try both. So pin those heels down, pull your pinky toes back. Find that tall seated posture here, and also find that broad collarbone. Take a big breath in here at the top, and then on your exhale, nod your chin, round up and over, up and over. Keep pulling back through the ribs. And then from tail to crown, stack your spine all the way up, up, up. Let's do that again. Nod your chin. Think of peeling your spine away from an imaginary wall behind you. And then when you're here at the bottom, take a big breath in. And then on your exhale, maybe you go a little bit further, a little bit further, a little bit further. And then from tail to crown, stack everything all the way up. All right, now we do our saw, right? So I'm gonna lift and twist to the left. So my left arm goes back, my right hand goes towards my left foot. My right shoulder goes towards the center of the mat. And then I just come back to center, find the top of that spine stretch. Right arm sweeps around, left hand goes forward, left shoulder to the center of the mat, and then back to center, right? So that right shoulder, the shoulder going to the center of the mat, is trying to keep you honest, right? And also keeping you from going all the way over onto your left hip, right? So we're trying to keep both hips down. Again, push into those handles, maybe look back at that back hand, and then back to center. One more time each side. Make this feel good. Find a lift of the waist, and then back through center. Last one. And back through center. Fabulous. All right, so let's finish with some planking. I know, let's do it. So feet into the cradles. All right, so know that with your planking, the further away you are from your anchor point, no matter which one you have, the harder it's gonna be, right? Because it's gonna be pulling you back and you gotta work harder to kind of go forward. So for those of you who have the door mount, just make sure that you're not gonna kick your door behind you. Either you can be on your hands or your elbows. Either way, they're about shoulder width distance apart, right? Elbows underneath shoulders. Okie dokie. So find the lift of your sternum up away from the floor, so you're finding some protraction here. Find a strong flex of your feet if that's for you, and then go ahead and hover the knees and straighten your legs out. And then just hold here. Pull those toes towards your shins, and then keep working the lift through the upper abdominals. We're holding strong here for 3 and 2 and 1. Carefully lower the knees down and just sit the hips back. So I'm cueing a flex foot, But if it feels better for you to have a pointed toe, go for it. I know sometimes these straps aren't adjustable, and so when you flex the foot, you can't get a good connection of the heel to the handle. So do what you gotta do. So let's do that another time, or again, only now we're gonna play with the legs a little bit. So think of squeezing your chest muscles together, lift up through the base of the ribs, float the knees up, send your legs out. And now I want you to pull your right knee in as your hips pike up a little bit, and then back out, hips lower down. Left knee in, pike the hips up a little bit, and then back out. Single leg stretch right here. Make sure both legs are at the party. Exhale to lift. Extra challenge. Can you find your lat muscles here? Your side body, your armpit muscles. For 3, and 2, and last one. Go ahead and lower down. We only have one more set, and then we get to stretch afterwards. All right, like I said, either hands or elbows down. You're getting work either way. So for our last one, we're gonna be doing a little obliques. Okie dokie. So finds the strong push away of the floor. Float the legs up. And now keep the legs together and sweep them to the right and then to the left, to the right, to the left. Think of it as a kind of a swing, but like a side bend. Let's do 3, and 2, and 1. Now bring the legs back to center. Bring your knees towards your right elbow. Back out. Left elbow. Back out. Crunch it. 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Lower down. Take your feet out of the straps. Come up to a kneeling position. Step your right foot forward. Arms are straight out in front of you, and just be careful on that back knee and just hinge forward. Drive your hips forward. And then from here, open the arms out to the side and find a little baby back bend. And then sweep the arms back around. Lean the hips back and straighten your front leg. Right, think like spine stretch with a split here. Pull those toes back. Pull back through the belly and the ribs. We do that one more time. Bend into that front knee. Puff up your chest. Arms sweep back behind you. Sweep the arms back around. Hamstring stretch here. Feel like your right hip is spiraling back. Left hip is spiraling forward. Other side. Alrighty. Drive the hips forward. Try to keep your front heel down. And then arms circle around. Take your gaze up. Push down through that back shin. And then we straighten the front leg. Pull those toes back. Round through the low back. And then we drive the hips forward. So think of the tailbone staying long, that right hip kind of lifting up to the right ribs. So hopefully you get a stretch on the front of that thigh. And then one last time of straightening that front leg. Right, round up and over. And you are done. Nice work today, y'all.